Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America. And yeah, even MSNBC has to admit this this Manhattan case where Trump's going to be sentenced on the 10th of January, it's still not over. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out and they help our channel continue to grow. And if you're not watching us on YouTube, please check that address in the lower right hand corner. It's youtube.com/@explainamerica. And when you get there, please hit subscribe absolutely free. It really helps us out. Look, we all know that the case is coming to a close January 10th. Trump will be sentenced. There will be no jail time given. There will be no fines or penalties given to Trump. The judge has already indicated that, Judge Juan Merchan. But I think he's doing this when he's doing it so that the Democrats have a talking point going into Inauguration Day. They can say, this is the first convicted felon to be inaugurated, yada, 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 yada. And they're going to have that convicted felon argument because once the sentencing happens, you are actually then officially a convicted felon. But there's still another problem because that didn't stop him from calling him a convicted felon before anyway. There's still another problem, though. By finalizing it, he also allows Trump to appeal it. And even MSNBC had to admit that if it goes before an appellate court and they find that there was, issues with this case, and I think there's a lot of them, and most legal experts agree, well, then they have to get rid of the whole conviction. And then the convicted felon argument is over. That being said, I want you to keep in mind that this is an MSNBC clip I'm about to show you. And so, of course, at the end, they're like, but we don't see any reason they would overturn it. Because they have to say that for their audience. They have to. This whole case was a joke, was ridiculous. It was political posturing from day one. This was, to me, more about Alvin Bragg's political career and I think his future as a possible candidate for governor or mayor of New York City. Probably mayor of New York City first and then maybe governor later on. I think Letitia James did the same thing because I believe she wants to be governor of the state of New York. I believe this is all political calculations, top to bottom. I want you to watch this video from MSNBC. Ignore the last part of it because they're just appealing to their audience. But listen to it and then let me know what you think in the comments.
Altogether, even though a jury found him guilty.
So, Tim, I'm curious what an appeal process looks like. And I just want to be clear, if Judge Merchan sentences him this coming Friday, January 10th, if he does that day as a convicted felon, does that moniker stay with Donald Trump during an appeals process?
Yes, it does, Alex. The sentencing is the sort of final chapter in the trial court proceeding. The conviction stands. Even as he pursues an appeal, which it sounds like he will, he'll challenge the sufficiency of the evidence to sustain the conviction. He may challenge some of the judge's evidentiary rulings. There were issues with jurors and a potential allegation that they were biased against him and not sufficiently screened in the process. So there will be claims he will raise to the appellate courts in New York State. But in the meantime, as he pursues that appeal, yes, that conviction is final. Any consequences would be imposed, and he will have the status of being a convicted felon.
Could it be wiped clean if he won on appeal?
Yes. I mean, if the appellate court found that there was an error in the trial court's decisions about admission of evidence or any conduct which would be sufficient to undo the conviction, then yes, that would undo the jury's guilty finding conviction. I think that's unlikely here. This was a carefully tried case. I don't see anything just in following it in the news that would give me great pause if I were the district attorney. But again, you don't know until you go through the appellate process.
Okay. Peter, please stay with me. I'm going to have more to discuss with you in just a moment. And